A blizzard is about to unfold for areas of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast, and we're here to go over all the new information that we have one last time. We'll spend some time on some model data, not very long, but we'll do that just to give you guys a good idea what the timeline of this is going to be for your neck of the woods. We'll spend more time on impacts as far as how much snow you guys can get. We'll talk about winds, and I'll even have a segment where we really get into how intense this snow can be for certain areas. And I'm talking 1 to 3 inch per hour rates at times during this storm, depending on where you live. Thundersnow will be possible. This is definitely a dynamic setup, a very strong storm system developing right now. So my name is Mitch. Good Sunday morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video if you like it. And if anybody has anything that I can pray about or pray over, please put it in the comments below. Let's get rocking and rolling this morning. So let's go over what's going on right now. We won't spend very long on this, but we do got snow on the colder side. Snow is working into this system right now, but the more intense moisture is down here where surface low is beginning to develop. You can see, the dark greens, but some yellows and even some reds down here. This is a heavier moisture. A lot of this moisture is beginning to switch to snow now. It's around 7 a.m. Eastern time at the time I'm making this video. So, of course, things are changing very fast out there and will continue to do so throughout the morning and afternoon, evening hours. But moisture is beginning to move into southern New England. Some of this might not be hitting the ground yet, but here's just a little bit of a wider view of the system. This thing is going to look totally different here in the next 12, 15 hours or so as intense moisture is going to develop off the coast of the Mid-Atlantic and southern New England. So that's current conditions. Let's go over some model data. We're not going to spend forever on this, but we're going to section it off. We're going to talk about the Mid-Atlantic first, then move kind of into the New York City, New Jersey, Boston corridor, and then we'll show you a little bit of Maine, things like that. But timestamp is up here. We're going to start off around 9 a.m. here in the next couple hours at the time I'm making this video, and we're going to get this in motion. So we start to move into about midday. This is lunchtime. It's showing that it's still raining in Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Fredericksburg, down to Richmond. Rain's trying to switch to snow in the higher elevations of Virginia, West Virginia. We got backside moisture about to move in and crank up the snow across the southern and central Alps. But it's all rain on this run of the HER model, which that's all I'm going to show you. I'm not going to go through a bunch of model runs here. Like I said, I just want to spend more time on impacts this morning since we're right at this storm. But it's just raining in Delaware and the coastal areas of Maryland, even southern New Jersey. Don't let your guard down if it starts out as rain. It more than likely will. And in fact, it already is. And then we get into 3 p.m. and then you can see kind of these shades of green and yellow dramatically switch to blue, which is heavy, wet snow. And I mean, this is not going to be a super cold storm system. I mean, it's going to be snowing at 29, 30, 31, 32 degrees, just cold enough at the surface and aloft to snow. And then we get to 3 p.m. We start to get to about 6 p.m. Your rain dramatically switches to snow. I wouldn't say dramatically. It might take a couple hours of mixing with those fat, wet snowflakes. But then when it switches, it switches and it begins to calm down and it could accumulate pretty fast. 6 p.m. tonight, it's even showing some rain switching to snow as far south as Raleigh. Norfolk, you're beginning to mix here, but there could be a band of very heavy snow that sets up maybe from Lynchburg to Richmond and certainly up to the D.C. Baltimore area. And this is when a blizzard can begin to crank up across Delaware. Watch out how close this low pressure gets to the coastline. This could bring more of a mixing issue, even up in the southern areas of New Jersey, maybe the coastal areas of Delaware. And if it gets too close, then you run the risk of a dry slot. Not worrying about that right now, but this is 8 p.m. This is 10 p.m. and then midnight. And then it just takes a while as the moisture shield could actually back build as this low pressure deepens and just more precipitation gets pushed back into cold air. And this is 3 a.m. This is waking up tomorrow morning around 7 a.m. It is still snowing in Baltimore, D.C. And I don't think the HER model's picking up on this backside moisture very well. I think this will be a much more widespread across West Virginia, down to Virginia, eastern Kentucky. You got winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings up down to the higher elevations of North Carolina and Tennessee. And check this out. You think the system's about to exit and actually tries to re-push some moisture back down into southeast Virginia like tomorrow morning. It's pretty wild how long it takes. It looks like the system's kind of moving out right here tomorrow morning, and then it kind of pushes some moisture back into the picture here. So pretty wild development Now, this is going to be the corridor that gets probably the most snow. Now, we got New Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Mass, and other areas on the screen. So it's around lunchtime today. The bulk of precipitation takes some time to really work in, especially for southern New England. It's probably going to start out. It's already raining a little bit around New York City right now, but it's not going to take long, and this is going to switch to heavy, wet, concrete-like snow. And by the time we get into 6 p.m., it is absolutely ripping. I mean, this is 6 p.m., and I mean, it's snowing heavily down in Atlantic City, Philadelphia, Trenton. And then as we're starting to get to about 9 p.m., just a blizzard begins to develop across New York City, Long Island, Bridgeport, New Haven, the Jersey Shore. The winds will be whipping here. And then this fully begins to take over southern New England kind of later tonight. And then by the time we're waking up tomorrow morning, an all-out blizzard is ongoing. If you're even somewhat interested in the weather, I mean, there's a chance that most of you guys are not going to be working tomorrow across this region because of the weather, obviously. I would pull an all-nighter and just geek out all night with this. I mean, this doesn't happen a lot, maybe a couple times every decade, but you got a 969 low. There's a good chance it's going to deepen at least for a time to below 970. And I mean, we're going to get Thundersnow with this, just extremely heavy snowfall rates. And it's just a blizzard. And then we begin to move into about midday tomorrow. This thing's still going. Maybe the intensity of the snow lessens somewhat, maybe. But I mean, it's still just raging here south of Boston, up to Boston, Providence, Newport. And then it finally pulls away by late, I would say, tomorrow night. So big time system, guys. And then, we'll kind of work our way through this a little bit faster, but this is Maine. It takes a while for it to get up to you guys. I mean, you guys still got another 24 hours to prepare for this, but 10 a.m. tomorrow, snow's moving into Brunswick, Augusta, Portland. It's overspreading Vermont, New Hampshire. This thing has really trended northwest to get snow all the way up to the Canadian-U.S. border here. And we continue to move forward, and it delivers snow now to most of Maine. Look at it slamming Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and just a big event. I mean, this is 3 a.m. Tuesday. It's still snowing in the down east areas of Maine, and then by the time we're waking up Tuesday morning, should begin to calm down. Let's go over some snowfall graphics. Now, this was updated, about an hour and a half ago, so this is new data for the most part, but snowshoes between now and about 1 a.m. Tuesday wraps up the majority of the event, but snowshoe, about 16 inches of snow, Elkins, 10 to 11, Summersville, about a foot, Beckley, 5 to 6 inches of snow, Charleston itself, maybe 2 inches, so it's going to be a huge event for the higher elevations of West Virginia. And now we drop it down into western and central areas of Virginia, not a big event for you guys, so it's going to be kind of a transfer of energy. You got the northwest flow snow over here, but a lot of times this northwest flow snow breaks loose in the to Blacksburg, Roanoke. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys overachieve with some of these amounts. But once you get down to Boone, you got winter storm warnings down here. 3 to 4 inches of snow. Roland Mountain's going to get over a half a foot more than likely. Some higher elevations in the northern sections of North Carolina and Northeast Virginia here. So Charlottesville about a half an inch. And then we take it to a very tricky area, in my opinion. Right now, 1 inch in Richmond, Petersburg, 1 inch, Williamsburg, 2 inches, Norfolk, about an inch, Cape Charles, 4. You get to that name that I can't pronounce, 5 inches of snow. And once you get up a little bit further north into Maryland, Cambridge, Salisbury, Ocean City, I mean, over a foot of snow is expected. Now, here's some of these high-end amount I want to show you guys. Richmond, your higher end amount possibility is 5 inches of snow. Petersburg, 5 inches. So you can overachieve in this area. I'm telling you, you got to watch. Elizabeth City, high end amount possibility is 1 inch of snow. And this is, in my opinion, one of the most tricky areas to forecast. And that's why I pulled up the range here, because I think it suits this area better. DC, anywhere from 1 inch to 7 inches of snow. So you got the low end possibility and the higher end possibility. You've already had some reports of kind of rain snow mix in this area. Baltimore, I think you're going to get more than 1 inch, but your high end possibilities is well over a half a foot. Bel Air, 3 to 12 inches of snow. Easton, 4 to 15. But I really think you can bet on the higher amount for these. In fact, I'll just kind of take a look at this right here. In fact, they are going for 15 inches of snow in Easton, Annapolis. I'm probably butchering some of these names. Lexington Park, 8 inches. Baltimore, 6 inches. Bel Air, 11. Elkton, 14 inches. The exact amount they're calling for is 3 inches in Washington, D.C. Leesburg, 5 inches of snow. In Fredericksburg, you are going for 2 inches. But some of these amounts can overachieve, guys. They really can. And then we move it up into PA. I do want to have a small segment for this, just an inch or two of snow in Pittsburgh. But then you get into those higher elevations of PA, Allegheny Mountains, etc. You get into several inches of snow in this setup. So not a big event for you guys in Western PA, Ohio, but a couple inches of snow here or there. So, but this is certainly another tricky area. Central PA, I think there's going to be a sharp cutoff with snowfall totals, but I also want to note that any elevation difference is going to make a difference here. So, State College, they bumped it up to around a half a foot of snow now. Johnstown, 9 to 10 inches. Bedford, 6 to 7 inches. Harrisburg, 6 to 7 inches. York, 8 to 9. Lancaster, 9 to 10, or maybe y'all pronounce it Lancaster down like us down here in South Carolina. We have 1 too. But it's going to be splotchy in this area, and some areas are going to overachieve. It just depends on how far back the precipitation shield gets, how much snow gets further back west. But of course, this area is going to get theirs, and this was updated. Let's make sure we got a new graphic here. Yeah, this area is going to get a lot. I mean, this is where you're going to get an all-out blizzard. Yeah, blizzard warnings up for all of Delaware now, all of New Jersey, but Tom's River going for a 2 feet of snow, over 2 feet of snow, 27 inches. Long Branch, 26. Atlantic City, 18 to 19 inches. Vineland, 20 to 21. I mean, Philadelphia going for just about 20 inches of snow now. Same thing in Trenton. Morristown, 21, 22 inches. I mean, this is just a huge event for you guys now. Mount Pocono, almost 2 feet of snow. Dover, 18 to 19 inches. What is that? Bethany Beach, about a foot. Easton, 15 inches. So it's going to be a huge event, guys. Huge event for this area. And then we move it up into the NYC area. They're going for 20 inches of snow in New York City now. Long Island, pretty much a 1.5 to 2 feet of snow. Southern areas of Connecticut, ton of snow. I mean, a 1.5 is pretty much the forecast. I mean, it's very splotchy, but we might as well call it a 1.5 and leave it at that. But some areas are going to get 2 feet of snow, maybe 2.5 feet. So big event for you guys. And then we move it up a little bit more into like the Poconos areas of the Catskills, and Scranton going for around 2 inches of snow. Cooperstown, 9 inches. Get closer to Binghamton, closer to 5. So it begins to lessen up once you get up Interstate 81 and then down Interstate 86 to the west. So you just get a cutoff in moisture. And then showing the Albany area, there'll be a sharp, a sharp cutoff here too. Albany, they bumped up the total 7 to 8 inches of snow. Westerlo, 15 inches. Hunter, Poconos are going to get hit hard now because of how this has trended. Poconos, Catskills, the Berkshires, you guys are going to get hit very, very hard. This entire corridor, a lot of snow, 9 to 10 inches of snow for you up there in for Robin up in southern areas of Vermont. I was about to call you Vermont, Robin. She's a loyal viewer that lives in this area. So this is trending into a bigger event for you guys. This will be a wet snow. So, and then this is another jackpot area. Someone's going to probably get 2.5 feet of snow somewhere into here, I'm betting. But Boston, about 19, 20 inches of snow. Providence, 21. Plymouth, 20. Provincetown, you'll have some mixing issues out here. Maybe even a little bit of a dry slot near Nantucket. We'll see about that. 11 inches of snow, and this entire area will just Mass, Rhode Island, Connecticut. I mean, almost everybody is good for at least a foot of snow. I think this entire area will get very close to at least that. And then showing the rest of the Adirondacks in Vermont. This is what you're looking at. And this is Vermont, areas of, this is New Hampshire and areas of Maine. Good. I mean, it's going to be a pretty decent snowstorm for you folks down in Manchester, Concord, Portsmouth. 8 to 12 inches of snow. Might be pronounced Portsmouth. Sanford, 9, 10 inches of snow. Portland, 8 to 9. And a decent event for you guys' standards. But this is going to be that wet snow. So it's not going to be dry snow. And then we get into the down east areas of Maine going for around 8 to 12 inches of snow. And I do want to have a little segment here for the southern Alps. Gatlinburg can get about an inch. So if you're vacationing there, maybe a touch of snow, but you don't have to drive far to get into the Smokies to get several inches of snow. But, the Tri-Cities regions of Tennessee could get a dusting to maybe a couple of inches. But I mean, if you really want to see snow, just get right up the road here in Roan Mountain, higher elevations, and I do think we could have a long duration northwest flow event, and I could see this overachieving, guys. I mean, we got winter storm warnings up for Roan Mountain up into the Boone, Banner, Elk area and surrounding regions, but like I said, I could see this overachieving. And speaking of those winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, I mean, here they are. Boone, you got winter storm warnings. Newland, winter storm warnings. Roan Mountain, Jefferson, winter weather advisories down to the Smokies, even including Waynesville, Maggie Valley, Bryson City, and even some winter storm warnings up for these higher elevations of Southwest Virginia, Pikeville, and Hazard, Kentucky, winter weather advisories. And then this is the winter storm warnings up for West Virginia. I wouldn't be surprised if y'all switch to some blizzard warnings in West Virginia with some of these winds. And of course, higher terrain through here, winter storm warnings. And man, right now, I mean, it's kind of an odd look, I'll be honest. And first off, let's start off down here. Richmond, winter weather advisories. So you do have some alerts now. Norfolk, Virginia Beach, you have winter weather advisories now. And we actually have some winter storm warnings once we get into Bowling Green and West Point, King William. And then we got blizzard warnings, Cape Charles, up to Eastville, just all the Tidewater, Delmarva areas here, blizzard warnings. The entire state of Delaware has blizzard warnings now. Now, this is the odd thing. I mean, Washington, D.C. almost surrounded by winter storm warnings, but they're keeping it at winter weather advisories for you. I think this will change, but I think they're just waiting a little bit longer. So, Baltimore, you have winter storm warnings. Frederick, winter storm warnings now. Hagerstown, same thing. And winter storm warnings have been extended west all the way back to State College and, Harrisburg. And we got a blizzard warning up for the entire state of New Jersey. And now you have blizzard warnings up for Philadelphia. The Poconos here, blizzard warnings now. All of Long Island, New York City with blizzard warnings. Even blizzard warnings have been extended further north of New York City. Winter storm warnings in the pink. Blizzard warnings in the southern counties of Connecticut, all of Rhode Island, Southeast Mass, including Boston, and, coastal flood warnings too. We even have blizzard warnings now all the way up into, Hampton, areas of New Hampshire now. But these are winter storm warnings in the pink, going all the way up into the down east areas of Maine. Let's talk a little bit about winds. This is predicted max wind gust off the National Weather Service, and this is North Carolina, Virginia. I mean, Asheville going for a 48 mile per hour max wind gust. Very breezy conditions throughout the Carolinas. And you get some of these higher elevated regions, Virginia, West Virginia. I mean, 40, 50 mile per hour wind gusts are possible. And this is a closer look at West Virginia, higher elevations of Virginia. And then this is the mid-Atlantic. Strong gusty winds. Hopefully my face ain't in the way over here. But Dover going for a 43 mile per hour max wind gust. Salisbury 45. DC up to Baltimore 35, 40 is possible. Right now they're going for around 33, 34 mile per hour max wind gust. And this is when it starts to get crazy. Blizzard type stuff. It will be blizzard stuff. Long Branch going with a max wind gust of 54 miles per hour. Remember, blizzard criteria is when you can have is when you have a 3 hour or more period, at least a 3 hour period of 35 mile per hour winds sustained. So hopefully I said that right. But anyways, it doesn't have a whole lot to do with how much snow is actually falling. Could just be for blowing snow. But just across New Jersey, Long Island, up to Connecticut, southern New England, 45 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts are possible to likely. And out on the Cape, you can get some 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Boston going for a max wind gust of 50 miles per hour. So it's a big deal, guys. This is a big one coming. I do want to speak a little bit on the intensity of this snow. So this is like 1 p.m. this afternoon. Okay, it actually shows it's still snowing around the D.C. Baltimore area, but I want you to watch how this dramatically switches to a very dark blue. It's around 7 p.m. tonight. When you switch to heavy snow, it can be extremely heavy snow. And hopefully you can see where we are, coastal areas of Maryland, intercoastal areas, Delmarva, Tidewater, etc., D.C. corridor. So I'm going to pull up something down here. It's called it's the 1 hour snowfall. Okay. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to show us 1 hour snowfall rates. So this is only in 1 hour period. So I want you to watch how when it switches to snow tonight, how intense the snow can be. So you can see half-inch per hour rates. You can see a banding feature right here with that inverted trough we've been talking about. You can get inch to inch and a half per hour rates in this band. Where does this band set up? Does it set up over DC? Does it set up west of it like this is showing? And then you can see the coastal low developing back over here, dropping inch and a half, 2 inch per hour snowfall rates per hour, 2 inches of snow in an hour. And I mean, after that, it lessens up. But there's going to be a period later this evening where you're going to get extremely intense, heavy, wet snow. And it's during this time frame right here. And I mean, this could even happen down, you know, we have something for Richmond? We don't. But this could even happen down here. There's Norfolk. Down here and closer to Virginia Beach, to Hampton Roads area, Norfolk. I mean, this is, when is this? Boom. I mean, this is around 7, 8 o'clock. I mean, inch and a half, 2 inch per hour snowfall rate. So you can overachieve your snowfall forecast in a matter of an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. So we're going to get some intense snow down in here for a few hour period, I think, later tonight. And then same thing for New York City. I mean, in fact, New Jersey could get some of the most intense snowfall rates in southeast Mass in this entire system. It's around 4 p.m. Look how hard it's snowing. And just look at the intensity of the snow. And then we go back and look at those hourly snowfall rates. Okay. Let's go down here. Look at that. Let's make sure we got this correct. And this is starting off around 11 a.m. this morning. And then when it starts to snow, I mean, it starts to snow. And look here in southern areas of New Jersey, this is inch and a half, 2 inch per hour snowfall rates down here. And then this overspreads everybody with just, and I mean, look at this. This is, when is this? This is 3 a.m. 3 a.m. in the morning, tomorrow morning. Jersey Shore is getting 2.5, 3 inch per hour snowfall rates with blizzard conditions. Just absolutely ridiculous. And this will try to move into the New York City area, Long Island. Look at Long Island. 3 inch per hour snowfall rates around 4, 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Just ridiculous, guys. Ridiculous snowfall rates. I mean, this is just going to be something that you remember. I mean, like I said, if I was even somewhat interested in the weather, I mean, I would be staying up watching this, or at least getting up very early. And I mean, it brings 3 inch per hour snowfall rates around 6 a.m. tomorrow morning into New York City. And I mean, this is a long duration period of at least 1 inch per hour snowfall rates. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I mean, like at least a 12-hour period of at least inch per hour snowfall rates. And I mean, you even look at the lightning flash rate, whatever you want to call it. And just view this as, hey, there is a possibility for thunderstorms of snow in this setup. I mean, where you see some of these blue areas, guys, this is where we could get flashes of lightning, thunderstorms of snow. In fact, if you look at the Storm Prediction Center graphic for the next couple of days, there's a general risk of thunderstorms in the same area that's going to get a blizzard. That tells you right there, we can literally get thunderstorms of snow out of this setup. And I'll do the same thing for Boston and we'll wrap the video up. But I mean, same thing. It's around 3 a.m. The heavy snow begins to move into southern New England. And I mean, look how intense that snow is for just the Cape, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, south of Boston. This is just this maxing out the color scale here in blue. Just extremely heavy snow. So let's back it up and look at the hourly snowfall rates with this too. And we're going to have to back it up to this. And I mean, look at this. Just watched it. Good gracious. I mean, this is what? 7, 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We got a period of 2 inch to 3 inch per hour snowfall rates moving into areas of Mass, Rhode Island, Connecticut. Just ridiculous snowfall rates. I mean, and it just, and we're going to get probably thunder snow in this area too. I mean, this is that lightning flash rate density thingamabob here. And this is where we just have an opportunity to see some flashes of lightning. And here it is. You can see it moving into the picture. This is late tonight. So pretty wild stuff. And I mean, it's just crazy amounts of snow. I mean, if you look at this, watch how fast the snow adds up across these areas on the HER model. I mean, just ridiculous amounts of snow. So, all right, that's all I got. We'll get back to the daily forecast portions of the video starting tomorrow. Just wanted to really hunker down with covering this storm. Appreciate people who've trusted me with covering the storm and getting detailed with it. And any new subscribers we've picked up. You know, it's crazy. Covering this storm probably 3, 4, 5 years ago, about 3, 4 years ago, would have got a lot more views. I think YouTube is just overly saturated with people that do what I do. I think that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. It's kind of weird. But like I said, I appreciate people who continue to tune in, make this video make this channel your trusted source for weather. I know that doesn't necessarily mean you don't watch other people too, but I do appreciate people who continue to tune in. And thank you for everything, and have fun. This is going to be a dangerous storm, but I mean, it'll be one of those ones you remember. One of those ones you just hunker down and just watch outside your window. And I mean, it can do some wild, memorable things like Thundersnow. I mean, that's just cool, right? I mean, I think anybody would consider that pretty gnarly, right? So anyways, enough of me talking. Y'all have a wonderful day. Stay safe. God bless. And we'll talk again soon.